Hey, you action figure enthusiasts out there, JC here with another TNI news video. So I hope you guys had a great weekend. It was Easter weekend, and if you celebrate that, hopefully it was a good one. If not, hopefully it was just a good normal weekend for you. There was definitely a number of news things that happened this weekend, which is what I'm going to be talking about today that I want to share with you. It is also Avengers Endgame week. The movie finally comes out at the end of this week. I will get to be seeing an advanced screening of the movie, a press screening tomorrow afternoon. I'm very excited for that. And I will be writing a non-spoiler review up on Marvelous News, which will be up there tomorrow evening. So hopefully you will check that out if you want to hear my initial thoughts on the movie. I will probably have to go see this thing more than once. It's 3 hours long, so there's going to be a lot to take in. But I'm very excited. I think it could possibly be one of the best movies of this year. There is a lot of competition. The Spider-Man movie coming out soon, the new Star Wars movie, some DC movies and stuff. So definitely a lot of competition out there. But this one is one I am definitely very excited for. Now, I'm a little worried. I think the movie will be good, but I am a little worried like where they're going to leave things at the end of the movie and where we'll be going from there for the MCU. But we'll just have to wait and see. Okay, but let's get into the news. We do have a lot to cover. Again, a lot of things happened over the weekend since I last talked to you guys on Friday. And the first thing I want to share with you is news that came down that DC Collectibles has canceled another one of their action figure lines. This time it's the DC Luchadores wrestling line of figures. We saw these, they announced these at Toy Fair back in February, and they're actually very excited about these, so I'm kind of surprised. Well, I'm not totally surprised because while they seemed excited, and me personally, I thought they were kind of a cool idea. The reactions online that I were reading that you guys just didn't seem to be too into these. Now, I don't know the exact reason why the figures have been canceled, probably because of lack of pre-orders, but I don't have that specific information. DC Collectibles has also been going through some restructuring. At the beginning of the year, they basically were absorbed into Warner Brothers Consumer Product Division, and so there were some just some changes internally that were going on within the company. We've also just seen them kind of moving away more and more, it seems like in the past year or so, from action figures and doing more in the way of statues and prop replicas and the vinyl type figures. And then the other factor that might have come into play here is, McFarlane, which is another adult-oriented action figure company, is going to be taking over doing DC action figures in 2020, which, impacts Mattel more than anything. And DC Collectibles, like when we asked them about it at Toy Fair, said it shouldn't really impact them, but you never know. They might be just kind of giving McFarlane a clean field of being the only company really doing action figures. At this point, this is the only line of action figures that DC Collectibles is doing that has been announced as being canceled. Hopefully DC Essentials will continue on. Hopefully Batman the Animated Series figures and the other animated series lines that they've done will continue on, but we'll just have to wait and see. But again, those DC Luchadora figures are definitely canceled. If you pre-ordered those, then if you haven't already, you should be getting a notification pretty soon letting you know that. Okay, and then this morning / last night, some magazine scans hit the internet showing off some new, or not necessarily, well, one new figure, actually two new figures, and no, I take that back. Actually, three new figures, and then a figure that we've seen before. So the first one is the Maifix Shazam figure. I've talked about this in a previous video, and we still have not yet gotten the official images, but those should be coming very soon. But we've got a magazine scan that shows off the figure and some of the various accessories, so it looks like we're getting various lightning effects, not only that come out of his hands, but also comes out of his chest, and a couple other things. It looks like a drink that he has and stuff. So again, official images and details should be coming very soon, probably this week, but right now we just have these new magazine scans that I wanted to share with you. And I don't know the original source for these scans. All these scans seem to be from the same magazine, but I don't know where they originated from, but they are again being passed all over social media. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you that's non-Marvel related is that they're going to be doing a new Star Wars Boba Fett figure. This is from SH Figuarts and Tomasi Nations. So this is based on Boba Fett from Return of the Jedi. Maifix has done a Return of the Jedi figure, so I don't know which one is going to end up being better. Probably the Maifix one. But again, it looks like Tomasi Nations is going to be doing their own for the SH Figuarts line. And again, not a whole lot of details with these scans, but we should be getting more information on this pretty soon. Okay, and then the last two magazine scans show off a new Maifix 1.5. It's being dubbed Spider-Man Homecoming 1.5. So they've already done a Homecoming Spider-Man figure, but apparently they decided they needed to do a second one. I don't know. I haven't done a full comparison between the two, but it looks like maybe we get some different mask pieces or head sculpts with this version. I'm not sure that's enough to warrant buying a second if you already got the previous one that Mafex did. But nevertheless, again, they are doing a second version that's been dubbed 1.5. And I don't have any real official information on this other than this magazine scan, but those details will likely be coming pretty soon. And then the other one, which is a brand new reveal, comes from Tomasi Nations, and it's a SH Figuarts PlayStation 4 Spider-Man figure. So this is pretty cool, based on the new video game. And he's going to have some webbing effects and some other accessories that are video game oriented. So, they continue to expand beyond just doing movie figures with Spider-Man, and now we're getting a video game based one. And that figure looks like it's going to be released in September. And official images and information again should be coming pretty soon, and we'll be updating Marvelous News with those as soon as they are released. For you Overwatch fans, Hasbro's new line of figures have started to hit shelves and are now also up for pre-order at places like Big Bad Toy Store. These are the 6-inch collector-oriented figures. They announced these again back in February during Toy Fair. Again, they have started to hit physical store shelves and will start shipping from places like Big Bad Toy Store pretty soon. They went up for pre-order at midnight last night, so if you don't want to have to try and hunt around for these, and they're doing single packs and double packs, and then they're doing the deluxe figure as well. The deluxe Reinhardt figure, so that one is it's quite big, has that big giant shield and everything. So and again, all those are up for pre-order, and I'll put a link to that in the video description below. Okay, and then the final bit of news I want to share with you guys, which is probably the most exciting news I have for you today, and that is the complete lineup for Hasbro's next Spider-Man themed Marvel Legends wave. So this is the first wave of figures that will include characters from the new Spider-Man Far From Home movie. Now, most of these figures we had seen revealed at Toy Fair back in February, all the comic book-based figures, as well as 2 of the movie figures. But the final regular figure in this wave and the Build-A-Figure we're seeing for the first time. So the regular figure is going to be Mysterio, which is kind of a no-brainer. I was pretty sure they were going to do Mysterio for this wave. And then the Build-A-Figure is Molten Man. So we've been seeing Molten Man. They're doing a basic figure of Molten Man, which I got to be honest, I actually, even though probably the Marvel Legend version is more movie accurate, I kind of like the look of the basic figure that Hasbro's doing for Molten Man with the translucent plastic over this Marvel Legend version. We've also seen Molten Man with Funko Pop figures and the Lego sets as well. So while he hasn't appeared in like the trailers or anything, it's been pretty much common knowledge that Molten Man will somehow play a part in this movie. And of course, again, he is the Build-A-Figure for this wave. So let me just break down this entire wave for you real quick. So for comic book based figures, we've got Hydro Man. And this figure continues to look good. It looked good at Toy Fair. It looks good here. However, I am pretty disappointed that it does not look like Hasbro is going to be including an alternate pair of non-water arms, regular looking arms so that you could switch out, so you could have a normal version of Hydro Man and then his watered version. So that's a little disappointing to me. Now, the only accessory that Hydro Man is going to come with is the head sculpt for the Molten Man Build-A-Figure. Then we've got Scorpion, and this is probably the best figure in the wave. He does have the bendy wire in his tail. Unlike the Nightcrawler figure that they're going to be doing that does not have bendy wire, they weren't able to put bendy wire in Nightcrawler because he's got the smaller tail and because of safety regulations. But because Scorpion here has this long tail, they were able to incorporate that feature, which is really good. And again, this is probably the best looking figure in the wave to me. And only accessory he's going to have is the leg from Molten Man. We're getting a classic Julia Carpenter Spider-Woman. She's going to come with a torso section for Molten Man, and she will also have a webbing effect piece that you can put on her hand. We're getting Doppelganger Spider-Man. This is probably my least favorite figure in the wave. It seems to incorporate pretty much the same body mold as that 6-armed Spider-Man we got in the last wave, which a lot of you were not fans of. And then I'm just not a huge fan of this character. He appeared like in a crossover event years ago where all the heroes got evil doppelgangers made of themselves. So not a huge fan of this character, and the mold itself didn't seem to be that great either. Then the final 3 figures are the regular Far From Home Spider-Man suit figure with the more black in it. It will not have any Build-A-Figure pieces. That's the one figure in this wave with no Build-A-Figure pieces. He will have an alternate pair of hands. We're getting the stealth suit Spider-Man with the black suit. This is going to have an alternate face piece without the lenses in the mask, which is kind of interesting. He's also going to have an alternate pair of hands, and then he will come with the arm for the Molten Man. And then the final figure is Mysterio. I think this figure looks really good. It does not come with, or the only accessories this comes with is an alternate pair of closed fists. So no kind of illusion effects or anything. But again, the figure itself looks pretty good here. Now, the official release date for Spider-Man Far From Home products is today, April 22nd. So if you go out to your local Walmart or Target, you will probably see the basic figures and the role play stuff and the 12-inch figures, the stuff made more for the kids. However, I don't think you're going to see these Marvel Legend figures on shelf right away. The main reason why I say that is if stores that had these figures in their stock rooms waiting to put out today, these would have likely leaked out early. They did not. This is the first time we're seeing these figures. So that says to me these are not in stores' back rooms yet, and therefore they're not going to be out on shelves today. The other thing is places like Big Bad Toy Store did put this wave up for pre-order last night, and they are listing it with a June release date. They may be out sooner than that, but it looks like, there might be a little bit of a delay with these, probably just due to shipping, distribution issues, a little bit of lag with distribution. But, I would expect to start seeing these any day. So I would just keep your eyes peeled to, area reports on the message boards or things like that. When I get word of these figures starting to hit shelves, we'll be sure to post about it on Marvelous News, and I will probably update in a future video. So stay tuned for that. But again, like I said, if you go out today, you will probably start seeing Spider-Man Far From Home products, just not these Marvel Legend figures. Maybe, I won't say 100% it's impossible you won't find these, but I really wouldn't count on it at this point. Okay, and then before I let you guys go, I've got one more bit of news I want to share with you that actually just came across my screen as I was talking to you. So NECA has officially announced that they're going to be releasing their Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle products outside of the United States. They had teased this the other day, but now they've put out an official press release. And this is going to include everything from the 18-inch figures to the 6-inch scale figures. And I know I think some independent comic shops had started taking pre-orders for some of this stuff previously, but it is now completely 100% official. NECA said they've struck a deal with Viacom and Nickelodeon to be able to sell their turtle products outside the U.S. It was announced at Toy Fair that they're going to be doing more turtle figures. Here in the United States, they'll be released as Target store exclusives, but definitely they're going to be doing a lot more with the adult-oriented collector turtle stuff. So that's definitely exciting, and if you've been wanting to get your hands on that stuff and you live outside the U.S., you will soon have your chance. The press release specifically announces the European, South America, and Asian markets is where they'll be selling their products now. I don't have any kind of specific store listings or anything for you, but again, if you live outside the U.S. and been wanting to get your hands on those turtle figures at a reasonable price, you should soon have an opportunity to do that. Okay, so that's it for today. I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything I talked about. Share them below in the comments section. Again, don't forget, Avengers Endgame coming out this weekend. I'm sure most of you probably already have your tickets. I'm very excited for going to see the movie tomorrow. Please do check out my non-spoiler review on Marvelous News Tuesday tomorrow evening. And again, I promise it will be non-spoiler, but if you want to hear my thoughts on what I think about it, definitely check that out. As always, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the bell notification so you're alerted every time I upload a new video. And of course, you can also follow me on my Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram accounts. I have links to those in the video description as well. And until next time, guys, I will catch you later.